was the 26th of August 2005, and John and I went to see the neurologist. We didn't know what to expect really, because nobody had mentioned any particular disease or problem that I might have. But we went in, I remember it perfectly. Immediately he said, "Becky," he said, "you've got Parkinson's." I mean, how do you react to something like that? You've got Parkinson's, you're 29 years old, and you've got Parkinson's. I just kept repeating in my head. I didn't hear anything else that was said in the consultation room. John had to sort of mentally take notes and usher me back into the car. He drove me home to see my parents, and the first thing I did was cry. How do you tell your parents you've got Parkinson's at 29? Because they immediately think it's their fault. It's nobody's fault, and nobody knows where it comes from. But when you're young and you've got Parkinson's, it's very difficult to tell people why you've got it. People expect you to have it. It's almost when you're elderly or over 70. But when you're 29 years old, that's when it really hits home. I didn't want to think about taking drugs or anything like that. John and I spoke about having a family and thought it's probably best that we did something about it sooner rather than later, because the prognosis is, who knows what the prognosis is. Parkinson's is so individual to each person that nobody knows how it's going to develop. So we decided to have children and tried for almost 3 years, and eventually Molly came along, and 2 weeks later I was on drugs. Now the reason we hadn't taken drugs is because nobody could tell us whether the drugs would affect an unborn child. And if people can't tell you that, then what do you do? It's a moral, it's an ethical dilemma. And we're currently in that position where we'd like to have a second child, but nobody can tell us whether the drugs will affect the child. Why should somebody take that choice away from me? It's a choice that I wanted to have, but I no longer have it. I met a girl. She was diagnosed at 26. She was normal, like you or I consider myself to be now. She's now 30, and she's writhing all over the place because of the medication. She can't have children, so there's always somebody worse off than you, because she can't move. She fell off the chair twice when I was talking to her. She's got a boyfriend, but she'll probably never get married. She'll never have what I've got. And there's me wanting more. It makes me feel so selfish. But at the end of the day, somebody needs to highlight these issues. And as I said, she can't have any children. I'm so lucky to have mine.